Welcome. I'm Dee, and this is the Unguided Life where I am taking it one day at a time, bring you guys along for the journey to hold me accountable as I budget my way through life. We need to close out our main budget. Yes, it is time to close out our main budget. So we pulled out all of the worksheets that we need to make sure that we have either reached our goal and we have accounted for all our money. This is the high level overview. We do this last. So we're going to move this to the side. This is the monthly budget overview. Just do a quick over. We discuss the monthly goals after we discuss what happened in the month. And so then we have the spending record. So it is time for me to close out the spending record as well as close out the sinking funds. So I'm going to start with this one first. And what we're going to do is I'm actually just going to transfer this to June. So I'm just say transfer June, and then we're just going to minus the 8, so that's 0. I'm going to do the same thing here, transfer to June. We're going to minus 24, and that's 0. And then I'm going to take both of these, the 24 and the 8, and I'm actually just going to deposit it into gas. So deposit $32. So that gives us a $32 starting balance when it comes to June. So when I do my June income breakdown, I'll just go ahead and put what I am adding to this, and then we're good to go with that. When it comes to our me, myself, and I, and wasn't able to put anything in week 4. So we started off with $50. We added 100. We spent 64. We added 50, and then we spent 86. And I don't know. Let's do that. 50 plus 100 minus 64 plus 50 minus 86. So that leaves us with 50. I just want to make sure I didn't hit anything. For Savannah, we started at 148. We added 50 minus 33. We added 6. We added 50. Then we had to spend $125 at the end, y'all. And at least left us with $96. For the sim lot, it was 25 we started with, and we just added 25, so that's 50. And then for challenges, the starting balance was 100, and we have added 80, so we're at $180 towards our $500 goal. So we're gonna go to the digital format to be able to close out our budget using Excel spreadsheet, and then we'll be back to discuss the monthly budget overview. Okay, let's go ahead and get into this. This is the digital format of my budget. This is the annual monthly expense tracker that I purchased from Tasha with Mind Your Money here on YouTube. And we're just going to go ahead and get into it. If the amounts is the same, then I'll say same. If it's different, I'll go ahead and put the amount that it was for the month. I really need to update this form. I'm definitely going to do it when I'm done with this. But let's go ahead and get into it. For giving, the actual giving was $523. The insurance was $290. The car note is $228. Credit card number 1 was actually $192 total, but $40 of that was to my annual expense. So I'm just going to put $152 here. Credit card number 2 was $98. Credit card number 3 was $29. Credit card number 4 we did not pay in this budget. Electric was the same. The internet was actually $38. Life insurance is $38. OnStar is $16. Phone bill the same. Rent is $800. That's why I need to update it. 3 of the ones that I've been changing actually need to be updated because they'll be like that for the remainder of the year. Renters is paid for the year. Storage is paid. No, storage was the same. Sunos was the same. Sunos E actually did not start in the month of May, so that's 0. TV subscription. So the new amount is $35, but I did have that credit, so it's actually going to be $31. Value personal property insurance is paid up to this point. The water was $47. Extra debt payment was actually $278. Miscellaneous was $16. The gym membership was $25. The annual subscription was $40. The emergency fund and or savings was $150. The envelope system was $670. And sinking funds was $552. So this $4,331 total. So let's see exactly if we don't make any changes to our income, would we have enough to cover it? No, we would not. As you can see, we are short $487. Now, I definitely do need to update income number 2 because it's going to be the same for the remainder of the year. So I definitely need to account for that. So when it comes to income number 1, so let's go ahead and do this because I know this off bad. So income number 1, we have from my paychecks, and I probably should have calculated this way before this, but of course I didn't. So it's $258 the first check, and then the second was $2020. So that's $40.78, and then we're going to delete that because we didn't bring in $500 for this budget. What was applied actually to this budget was $100. And so I brought in $300 for my side income, and only $100 of it I threw into this particular budget itself. So now every dollar is accounted for. So let's go ahead and get back over to the remaining of the video and close out the month of May. All right, we are back. So what we're going to do is just now fill in the monthly budget overview, starting with the income. So the actual income that we brought in was $4,331. When it came to giving, the total from giving was actually $523. Savings, $150. For housing, our total actually was up at $973. For insurance, that's the same. These are fixed. No adjustment to that. Lifestyle actually went down, and that was due to a couple of credits. For debt, the debt amount only went up just a little to $915. For the envelope system was $670. And then for sinking funds, it was $552. So let's go ahead and put this down here. And then we're going to just add up the actuals just to make sure we have them correctly. Though we just went over it, we just want to double check. All right, so we know every dollar was accounted for here. So let's go ahead and see how these numbers look. Let's start here, and then we're just going to divide it, and it says 12. And I'm just going to do that for the remaining ones here, and then I'll be back. All right, so we are back. So I just need to double check my math. All right, 100. So let's talk about it. So it was more to giving. One is that this is my automatic giving, and there was Mother's Day involved in this, and something else. I don't know if I think it was a birthday, but I know it was Mother's Day and something else. Oh, and just regular giving. So the money that I was bringing in didn't have it was in the giving category, but I started assigning it to things. So that's why this went up. So that just brought this amount up to 2%, which is good. Okay, that lets me know that a good portion of the income that I did bring in went to giving. I didn't plan for savings, but I ended up sending to savings because I started using some of my savings and I wanted to start building that back to where I'm at a comfortable level. And so that's where that came from. Now for housing, as you can see, the dollar amount went up, but the percentages went down. Simply was that it wasn't enough increase that affected how much I actually brought in. So that's where that's at. Insurance stayed the same. Lifestyle went down. I explained that it went down because of different credits that was involved, and also the phone itself. I was paying a certain amount, but I paid the phone off, so I was paying the new amount. So that made up the difference. And so as you can see, the amounts went down as well as the percentage. For debt, it just went up a little. The amount went down because this wasn't where I sent most of the money that I received. So that's why that's a little off there, but no biggie. It's not the highest percentage, as you can see. It's not the highest, but it's neck and neck. And then, like I said, that this difference came because the water bill actually was more than what I expected. And the toilet did start to run, but I caught it. I heard it the first time, turned it off, and it was off for a few days because I was too lazy to go put the thingy thing going. But Papa was here and he did it eventually. And then the envelope system went up, the amount and the percentages, because I did send more to this because, yeah, had to adjust. Like in the beginning of the month, it was me, and then Papa came home, and yeah. And then sinking funds just went up just a little, and that comes from me having money left over from the bills. So I had to have a place for it to go, and that's where it went. So let's talk about this. So I did make my car inspection and make my appointment. So we did do that. And with that came along with me actually having to pay for the tires situation, and luckily it wasn't that much, but we did that. For the car loan, the $250 extra, we did $110 and $168. So we did reach that goal. And then for side income, and I'll show here, I was able to bring in an extra $300. I'm happy to say that I did meet all of the goals that I wanted to meet for the month of May. How did your May go? Leave me a comment below. And if it's not June when this video is released, I'll definitely write back. If not, I'll see you when I get back. In the meantime, in between time,